AP US History, commonly known as APUSH, typically has 2 hours of about 15 to 25 students in each class. This year, there's only one class full of 36 students, which could pose as a problem for both the students and the teacher in the class. This is an issue that doesn't exactly come out of the blue. APUSH, which Patrick Haley started back in 1998 at RHS, has recently been gaining more and more interest as more students sign up to take the class. The class has been held in high esteem by the students and faculty alike, with the scores from the AP test coming back with a 75% average over the past 10 years in comparison to the nationwide average of 48%. Last year's group especially knocked it out of the park with an 82% average, while having 2 separate hours dedicated to the class, one with 23 in 1 hour and 17 in the other. This year, with 36 students in 1 hour, Mr. Haley and some of his students worry they won't be able to cover everything in the classroom. How do you feel about having such a large class this year?
Well, obviously, I'd rather have smaller classes. A large class makes everything a little more difficult, and a lot of the things we do in APUSH require small groups.
What was it like walking in on the first day to such a large class of people?
It was overwhelming.
Overwhelming. Sort of.
Well, I mean, it was very surprising.
When I walked in, I was with Jobo and Jack, and we walked in and we were like, whoa. Number one, it's hot, and number two, there's a lot of bodies in here.
But I expected it from last year's AP government classes that a lot of people were going to be taking APUSH, so I expected it.
I knew that the class was going to be large, but the desks were set up in such an odd way. Like, it's not easy to focus when you're facing the wall and the teacher's talking in the front. I don't know, it's weird body angles. It's just a weird experience.
What are the major differences in having a 36-student class and a 15-student class?
Oh, it's just everything takes longer with 36. People want to get their opinions out. APUSH, it's a discussion-based class. They have to talk. They have to get their opinions out. I have to know that they've been doing the reading. I have to know that they understand the material. With 36, it's easy to hide in the back and not say anything ever, and I may or may not know. With 36, it's just hard.
Are you having any problems learning due to the volume of people?
It's hard to even listen to what one person is saying when there's even 2 students whispering behind you. It travels, especially when you're all sitting so close in such a small room.
No. I think that the more people in the class, I think it gives us more opportunity to talk more.
Not really, but I can understand why people would have an issue. For me personally, it's not that big a deal. I can concentrate, but for many people, it's very difficult with a lot of people, and there's a lot of talking going on.
Will you have enough time to cover all the topics you typically cover in APUSH?
We will cover everything. They just may have to do more at home. If we can't get it done in class, I have to rely on them getting it done at home. And then again, I don't know always if they get it.
How does this class compare to your regular classes or other AP classes that you are taking or have taken in the past?
Last year I had AP Government. We had probably 22, 24 kids. This class we have 36. It is much different in the sense that we've got a lot of bodies in there.
I'd say it's about the same. The same people that are in APUSH are the same people that are in my AP English class. So there's no difference in between how loud it is or anything like that.
So far it's decent. Like, it's not too much harder to learn, but like, it is a speech type of class, and when you have difficulty looking at the teacher, it makes it harder. And I feel compared to other classes, it makes a difference.
Are you changing your teaching style in any way to accommodate the large number?
You have to. Like yesterday, they were working on their first essay, the first historical essay they had to write. And I'm trying to read everyone's first paragraph to make sure they're on the right track. And I got to about 25 of them.
Do you feel like the class size will be helpful in preparing you for college?
Since I want to go to a big college, I think the advantage would be me being able to study now and learn how to focus now in a smaller school, and so I prepared for lecture halls in my future for college.
I realized that going into college, there's going to be large classes, and that's just something you got to deal with. The professor's not going to know your name. They're not going to really be interested in what you have to say, really, at least for your freshman year. So in that sense, I think it will prepare me.
Preparing me for college, it might actually be helpful, considering class sizes will be large in a lecture type of class, and since APUSH is a college class, I feel like it will help prepare, so it could be good in some ways.
What kind of obstacles have you already begun to come across and fear will come up with this big class?
We always run out of time. With 36 people wanting to get their opinions. I mean, even taking attendance takes an extra 2 minutes. So we've run short several times on what I wanted to get done.
And Mr. Haley will be talking, and then the front of the he'll get the front of the classroom to stay quiet, and the back of the classroom's talking, and then vice versa. It can switch, and people start whispering.
When it comes to like project things and moving people around, it's too small and congested to do much.
What advantages have you seen or hope to see to having this big class?
It's a great class. I don't want to complain too much because it's an awesome class, and they work really hard. They're our best students. They're challenging themselves.
There's a lot of people to always give answers and always give their opinion on what we're talking about, which is good.
I guess, yeah, that's one good thing, one advantage is there's a lot of different voices to be heard. So in that sense, you can hear people out, and that's one great thing about AP classes. You have a lot of knowledgeable minds.
And so, it's awesome, and they feed off one another. So when you do get a big group, sometimes you have a small group, there's not enough people to talk. So there's always someone willing to talk and someone willing to take it from what that person said and, ask the next question. So that's good.
Although the class size is bigger than usual, the students and teacher in the class remain optimistic. Only time will tell to see if the class can keep up their high scores on the AP test.